In 2019, a single company reached a valuation of $47 billion. Just months later, it was worth almost nothing. They raised more money than nearly any startup in history. They had private jets, massive parties, champagne fountains, and a founder who seriously talked about becoming president of the world. This is the insane true story of how WeWork burned through $47 billion and the huge lesson it left behind for every entrepreneur, investor, and dreamer watching today. Welcome to the channel. This is the very first video here, and if you love business stories that feel like real-life thrillers, full of ambition, crazy money, huge egos, and dramatic collapses, you're in the right place. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next, because we're going to tell stories exactly like this every single week. Today, we're going deep into WeWork, the company that promised to revolutionize how the world works and then spectacularly collapsed in front of everyone. Let's start at the beginning. Adam Neumann was born on a kibbutz in Israel. He served in the Israeli Navy, then moved to New York with very little money and tried several small businesses, from importing baby clothes to flipping real estate. In 2008, he and his friend Miguel McKelvey opened a small eco-friendly co-working space in New York called Green Desk. They sold it for a modest profit and used that money to launch WeWork in 2010. Their first location was a single floor in Soho. The idea was simple: sign long leases with landlords, turn the spaces into stylish, community-focused offices with fast Wi-Fi, free beer, and events, then rent desks and offices month to month to freelancers, startups, and growing companies. It felt modern, it felt different, and it worked. Early growth looked impressive, but still reasonable. By 2014, WeWork had raised $355 million and reached a valuation of $5 billion. That number made people pay attention. Adam Neumann walked into rooms barefoot, spoke passionately about community and changing how humans work together, and investors kept writing bigger checks. He had charisma, he had vision, and soon he had something even more powerful: almost unlimited access to capital. Everything changed in 2016 when Adam met Masayoshi Son, the founder of SoftBank. Masayoshi had just launched the $100 billion Vision Fund, the largest tech investment pool ever created, and he loved making enormous, headline-grabbing bets. He met Adam once and believed in the vision almost instantly. SoftBank started pouring money in at a scale no one had seen before. In 2017, SoftBank invested $3.1 billion, pushing the valuation to $20 billion. In 2019, they added another $2 billion, and the valuation jumped to $47 billion. By then, SoftBank had committed roughly $10 billion total to WeWork. The company was opening new locations at a dizzying pace. They reached over 500,000 members and operated hundreds of buildings across 39 countries. They bought the historic Lord & Taylor flagship store on Fifth Avenue for $850 million just to turn it into office space. Adam Neumann personally bought a $60 million Gulfstream private jet. He hosted legendary all-night parties with celebrities, endless tequila, and live music. Employees drank free beer every afternoon. He trademarked the word "we" and then sold that trademark back to his own company for $5.9 million, pocketing the money himself. But behind the glamour, the numbers were already flashing red. In 2018, WeWork generated $1.8 billion in revenue and lost $1.9 billion doing it. The company was locking itself into 15-year leases while promising customers month-to-month flexibility, a dangerous mismatch if demand ever dropped. Adam talked openly about living forever, running for president of the world, and turning WeWork into a company that would elevate human consciousness. The valuation kept rising anyway. The hype felt unstoppable until it wasn't. In August 2019, WeWork confidentially filed its paperwork to go public. For the first time, Wall Street and big investors saw the real financials, and the reaction was brutal. They saw nearly $2 billion in losses in 2018 and another $690 million lost in just the first half of 2019. They saw tens of billions of dollars in future lease obligations hanging over the company. They saw that Adam Neumann controlled special shares that gave him 20 times the voting power of normal shareholders. His wife, Rebecca, was listed as a top executive and would help choose his successor if he died. Adam had been leasing buildings he personally owned back to WeWork, making money on both sides. He had already sold more than $700 million of his own stock before the public could buy in. The media response was immediate. Headlines called it one of the worst IPO filings anyone had ever seen. Investigations detailed the parties, the drugs, the reckless spending, and the chaotic leadership. The valuation collapsed in real time, from $47 billion to $20 billion to $10 billion in just weeks. Adam Neumann resigned as CEO and walked away with roughly $1.7 billion in cash, stock, and other payouts. The IPO was canceled. The storybook ending was over. SoftBank rushed to save what it could with a massive rescue package and took full control of the company. The valuation was cut again, and thousands of employees were laid off. Then 2020 arrived. COVID emptied offices around the world almost overnight. Remote work became normal. WeWork's core product, shared office space, suddenly looked outdated. Losses grew even larger. In 2021, the company finally went public through a SPAC at a much lower valuation, and the stock began falling almost immediately. By 2023, WeWork was still bleeding cash. The company was closing locations, renegotiating leases, and warning investors that bankruptcy was a real possibility. On November 6, 2023, WeWork officially filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The stock price fell to under $1. The market value dropped to just a few dozen million dollars, from $47 billion to almost nothing in less than 4 years. SoftBank lost billions in what became one of the most expensive mistakes in venture capital history. Thousands of employees who believed in the company saw their stock options become worthless. Landlords were left with empty buildings and broken contracts. Adam Neumann later tried to buy the company back. The offer was rejected. He remained a billionaire. WeWork itself survived bankruptcy. It restructured, cut billions in debt, closed hundreds of locations, and today operates a much smaller number of offices under new ownership. Some reports suggest parts of the business are finally becoming sustainable, but the WeWork that once promised to change the world is gone for good. And here's the real lesson from all of this. Growth without profit is not a business, it's a gamble. WeWork had endless cash, a charismatic founder, beautiful spaces, and one of the most powerful stories Silicon Valley had heard in years. But when easy money disappeared and reality showed up, the fundamentals couldn't survive. A high valuation does not mean real value. And no matter how convincing a leader seems, it's dangerous to build everything around someone who believes they're untouchable. That's the story of WeWork. If this video made you think differently about hype, valuations, and big promises, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story, because there are many more wild business rises and collapses coming. Leave a comment and tell me which company or business story you want covered next. I read them all and use them to plan future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.